People constantly search for ways to get Claude API credits for absolutely nothing, but that search usually leads straight into unverified, dangerous territory. Many websites claim to hand out free API keys. In reality, these platforms are distributing leaked credentials. Using them violates Anthropic's terms of service, and engineering your systems to aggressively protect those tokens. If you build your backend on unverified keys, your entire infrastructure is doomed to fail before it executes a single line of useful code. Let's clear up the main confusion. The Claude web app on the left is entirely separate from the developer API on the right. Paying for a consumer subscription, like Claude Pro, gives chat access that adds zero balance to your API infrastructure. If you are building backend automations or applications, the only place to legitimately monitor your programmatic usage is directly inside the official Claude console. Mixing up the consumer tool with the developer platform guarantees immediate budget shortfalls and stalled projects. So where do you actually get developer credits? The legitimate landscape for API access is highly fragmented. As this node map shows, official pathways branch out into starter credits, startup grant programs, and structured card provider routes. You don't necessarily have to go directly through Anthropic. Integrating foundational models to established cloud providers like Amazon Bedrock or Google Cloud Vertex AI provides highly secure alternative avenues for access. For independent developers, the first step is opening the billing section of the Claude console. Here, you can check for any claimable starter balance, typically reported around $5, and verify its exact expiration date. Once you generate that official API key, it must be walked down immediately. Instead of hard-coding credentials directly into your scripts, store them securely as environment variables. An exposed key pasted into a public repository means your budget will be silently drained by scrapers, rendering your newly acquired grants completely useless. Beyond initial starter balances, securing larger volumes of funding requires matching your specific organizational use case to the right institutional program. For early-stage companies, the Anthology Fund, backed by Menlo Ventures and Anthropic, offers public credit references scaling up to $25,000 or $30,000. If your application relies on cloud infrastructure, AWS Activate credits can essentially cover the cost of Anthropic models running inside Amazon Bedrock, shifting the financial burden directly to your AWS account. For academic and biological research, Anthropic's AI for Science program provides up to $20,000 in API credits, designed to be deployed over a strict 6-month operational window. By aligning your exact development stage and industry with these institutional pipelines, you unlock infrastructure resources that far exceed standard public offerings. Acquiring the credits is only the first phase. The second phase requires aggressively defending your balance against rapid, silent depletion. This chart illustrates the most common architectural mistake developers make. That aggressive red spike represents the cost of deploying top-tier, highly capable reasoning models to handle basic, repetitive formatting tasks. A secondary error compounds that expense, allowing open-ended responses without enforcing output limits. Setting a strict max tokens parameter forces a cap on response sizes. By defining exactly how much output the model generates, you bring testing costs down to a predictable level. Without these strict parameter limits and model matching strategies, an unoptimized request architecture will chew through your funding in days. The ultimate cost control strategy for development in 2026 is prompt caching. Notice how this foundational system prompt block walks into place. By caching static system instructions, your repeated API requests bypass those massive input generation fees entirely, dramatically boosting your effective throughput. To keep the system running smoothly, you also have to actively monitor your real-time rate limits, specifically your requests per minute and output tokens per minute, directly within your developer console. Long-term infrastructure success relies on the calculated combination of verified grants and strict defensive token optimization from day one. To get the complete breakdown of active grant applications and step-by-step environment variable configurations, read the full blog post linked in the comments below. And to stay current on the latest developer platforms, subscribe to Smart Picks Daily.